This video is going to cover a strat for the armored truck encounter and segment of The Last of Us Part 1 when you're in Pittsburgh. It's towards the end of Pittsburgh. This will be on Grounded. It'll be for whether you're doing encounter percent or a whole game attempt. So the difference is, like, I don't have a save file for this encounter because you can pretty much practice it the same way through encounter percent. If you were to get a good loadout, that is, if you're practicing for a whole game. But loading into the encounter, you're going to start a little bit further up, like here, versus if you were in whole game, you're going to start over there. But it operates the same. We're going to start and sprint over to when we get to the corner of the building. And then we're just going to crouch and bring it over to this piece of cover here. Once this guy starts to move positions, we can move in for a stealth kill. I don't believe you have to wait, but I've found that if I go in a little too soon, I personally have a habit of getting spotted, so I wait for him to move before stealth killing him. And then we're going to bring it back over here to this SUV. Make sure you crouch down here so you avoid getting spotted. And we'll bring it over to this window. Now we're going to grab this brick right here. Wait for these guys to finish their dialogue. The last line is, "It's bacon." Of course it's good. Then I'm going to throw the brick right there to distract this guy. He's going to go over to investigate, and I'll move in for a stealth kill. And then we're going to bring it into this room, just crouch walking. We can grab this bottle. And we're going to wait for this last guy, this shotgun guy, to do his little patrol. So he's going to patrol over here. He'll come behind the counter. He'll pause here for a minute before bringing it back and inspecting these posters here. So we'll wait for him to come back and inspect. Ideally, I'm using a 9mm bullet here, but the encounter didn't give us one. From there, we can just headshot him with whatever gun we choose to do. Again, I like the 9mm. And again, we're killing these guys to avoid getting one shot, especially by that shotgun guy, once we're actually in combat and up against this armored truck, right? So we're mitigating the risk that we are getting one shot here. Which is nice because I've lost runs here before I started killing these guys to getting one shot to that shotgun guy that we just headshot at the end. So now that he's dead,
just stay down.
The truck is aware that we're here, and we're just going to sprint it around all the way to this first police car. So this is where we can start analyzing the pattern of the truck. We can sit here as long as we want. This thing's just going to keep shooting at us. And it can seem like this thing doesn't have a pattern at first. It kind of does and kind of doesn't. Like, it has habits that it's always going to do, but it might change the amount of times it's actually shooting at you, which you just need to practice and become aware of. So the truck is always going to start with one little shot there, followed by a number of different bursts, right? So in this particular case, it just did 3. I've seen it do 4. I think 4 is pretty rare, but it's anywhere from 2 to 3 bursts after that initial shot. What you're looking for before moving is a long second or third burst. To be safe, I always just like to wait for the third one to avoid moving after the second one, and it decides to do 3, and I get shot once or twice as I'm trying to run into the building. So again, I'll shut up here and we'll focus on the pattern after this next one. It's going to do this first shot right here. Burst 1. Burst 2. Burst 3. So that time it actually did a 4th burst. You're always looking for that longer second, third, or 4th burst. Again, I'm not going to move till I feel safe on a long 3rd burst here. 1. That's 1. 2. 3. So I felt comfortable to move after that third one. So we'll sprint it over here. One shot that guy with whatever gun you want. Shoot the guy coming through the window. Right, he's always going to be right in the center, so you should have a good chance of hitting. And we're always going to be behind this piece of cover here because this truck isn't going to shoot us. So again, we'll just wait for it to do its pattern again. And after a while of sitting here, it actually stops shooting. So you can just crouch up and start moving across this little office building. Once we get to this bookcase here, we can move it back. This guy actually dropped some ammo for us, which is nice because we're in encounter percent. Behind this desk, in here is, I believe, a rag. So there are some components in here in case you want to grab those. But again, just beware of the truck's awareness of you and what it's shooting at. But from here, we can just crouch over. And from here, because the truck is all the way over there, it's going to have to move to get in position to shoot us. So from here, I'm going to sprint, jump over here, and sprint behind the SUV. Okay, that kind of takes out a segment of having to hide behind the police car and do this whole dance over again. So I've found that when we're hiding behind this SUV, the truck likes to do a lot more 2 shots. So I'm waiting for that second long burst once the pattern has done its thing. So we'll just watch it again. That one was actually 3. That first shot to get started. Burst 1. Burst 2. And the third burst. We can just sprint it up. So we can use that bottle we picked up earlier. Get this guy. Kill him. He drops some revolver bullets for us, which we can use to kill this guy. We can one-shot him once he moves in. So he's going to take cover there. We can kill him. If you have the revolver bullets in a typical playthrough, you can always just stun this guy, take him hostage, and then kill this guy once he's standing out here. That way you don't have to wait for him to take cover. So right here, we're actually going to manipulate the truck a little bit more. So you can see it's right there in front of the gate. But I want this bottle that's back here. And not only that, but I want to give myself some time to run all the way back without the threat of getting shot. So once we're here, grab the bottle. You can hear the truck move and start shooting over here. It's moving over. There it is. And you can hear when you move back this way, it's moving back here again, right? So we want to take out the threat of getting shot while we're moving in to the final segment. So I'm going to manipulate the truck to come over here. You can hear it coming. Okay, once it's here, I was actually kind of close. I'm going to sprint this way, and I'm just going to try sprinting to the finish. So I'm going to run over here, and then I'm going to cross over, hug the corner, and bring it in here. So that was no damage. You can see I was manipulating the camera a little bit when I came around the corner to turn it so that I was kind of just trying to speed up my sprint as much as I could to get behind the walls so that I could do this no damage. And that ends up being the end of the encounter because you're not going to get shot while you're on the catwalk or sneaking into the windows before you meet Henry and Sam. So hopefully that video helps. I know it's a little wordy, but if you just take time and practice analyzing the pattern for that truck, then it becomes a lot more predictable than it might seem on the surface.